Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be working with Peyote Stitch again, and I decided to take a small break from craw, and but once we're done with this ring, and I actually have a matching bracelet, some of which we're gonna do next tutorial, and it's a simple Peyote Stitch ring. Like, remember we did the Eternity Band ring, and this one's almost the same, but it has this small twist on top, so we're gonna learn to do that today. And you're gonna need, all you need is Miyuki Delicas here, 11/0. So I'm gonna be using two different colors. I'm gonna leave the color codes for this ring and the one we're gonna make. I'm gonna use turquoise color, and I'm gonna use a silver color for that small part there. So main color, I'm gonna be using turquoise. Then you're gonna need your Nymo size D. I'm gonna be using white so it doesn't look too dark on it, and then I'm gonna need my scissors to cut the thread, and then I'm gonna need my beading needle size 10. So go ahead and get your materials ready, and then we'll get to work. So I have my beads ready, two colors. I have my needle with the thread on it, and then I forgot to mention you're gonna need your stopper bead. So I'm just gonna use any bead that's different color, and I tend to use different size as well, so you know it's not part of your project and then you're gonna remove it later. So I'm gonna take my stop bead. I'm gonna take it almost to the end. I'm just gonna leave a bit that I can sew in later. Just make one loop later. With Peyote Stitch, one loop is quite enough. So that's plenty. That's a bit more even. Okay, I'm gonna, if you can see what we're gonna do, we're gonna start with a bit of a band here, of simple band, because before we do this part we need a bit of a base here. So it's 8 beads wide, so I'm gonna pick up 8 my main color beads. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, just to make sure. Okay, 8 beads. I'm gonna take it all the way to the end and just start my Peyote Stitch. I'm gonna zoom in now so you can see what I'm doing. I have my 8 beads here, and the first 8 beads I pick up, it's actually my first and second row, and from now on the beads I'm gonna start adding are gonna be the beads of the third row. So I'm gonna pick up one bead, I'm gonna skip the first bead, and then go through the next bead. I'm just gonna hold my thread here for a while until, okay, I'm just gonna, so that's the first bead of the third row. I'm gonna pick up one more bead, see where my thread is coming out of. I'm gonna skip one bead and pick up the next bead. Then when I remove my fingers, you'll see our Peyote Stitch is sort of coming into shape now. I'm gonna pick up one more bead, see where my thread is coming out, skip one bead, and then pick up the next one. You can see our third row is sort of getting into shape. Pick up one bead, skip the next bead, see where my thread is coming out of, always skip the next bead, and then we pick up the last bead. Just make sure you don't go through the stop bead. That's our 3 rows done. Now once we add the next row, it's all gonna come into shape and you'll see the proper Peyote Stitch. So I'm just gonna flip it over, pick up one bead, and now from now on it's very easy. When I pick up the beads, I don't even have to count, I just go through the beads that are sticking out. So see the first bead that's sticking out. That's our beginning of the 4th row now. Pick up one bead, go through the next bead that's sticking out. Pick up one bead, go through the next bead that's sticking out. Pick up one bead and go through the last bead that's sticking out. And now I'm gonna pull my thread from both sides, and you'll see, look, our peyote stitch is taking shape. So I'm gonna probably I'll do 3 more, and then we're gonna start on that twist part. Pick up one bead, go through the sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead and go through the next sticky point. Now I want to make sure I pull my thread so all the beads are nice and tight in their own place. Look. Okay, into shape. So I'm gonna flip it over and then continue. Pick up one bead, go through the sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point. Look, it's beautiful. I love peyote stitch. It's so simple and so elegant. Pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point. I think I'm gonna do one more just to be sure we have enough of base to hold on to while we do that twist part. So I'm gonna add one more peyote row. One bead, go through the sticky point, one bead, go through the sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead and go through the last one. And I think this is enough to hold on to. So you can see this is this part what basically we're doing. Look. This is the main part of the ring. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna do this twist. Basically this twist, you know this 8 beads, we're just gonna divide it into 2 and continue doing peyote stitch but in 2 separate strips. So that's all it is. And then in the end, we overlap one on top of each other and then continue our peyote stitch. It's very easy. Once I show you, I'll understand. So I'm gonna flip it over. And now I'm gonna continue my peyote stitch. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop after the second sticky point, flip it over, and then continue. So I'm just gonna be doing peyote stitch on these 4 beads going upwards, and then in between those, as you can see, I added a color, and the middle 2 beads are gonna be silver in this ring. So here we are adding a bead of the outer side. So I'm gonna pick up one turquoise bead, go through the sticky point. And now, see the third bead that I'm gonna add, it's the second bead in this row, but if you count it, it's the 3rd bead in the whole thing, and then that has to be silver already. So I'm gonna pick up one silver bead and go through the sticky point. So basically, we're gonna continue, we're just gonna divide, and imagine you were just doing a peyote stitch with 4 beads, and then the middle 2 rows have to be, 2 middle columns have to be the silver beads. So now I came out from the second sticky point. I'm just gonna flip it over, pick up one turquoise bead, go through the sticky point, pick up one silver bead, go through the sticky point, flip it over. I'm gonna pick up one turquoise bead, go through the sticky point, pick up one silver bead, go through the sticky point, and just make sure when you pull your work you hold all the beads in place, because this row is so tiny. You are doing peyote stitch with 4 rows only, and that's quite small amount of beads to work with. So when you are pulling your thread, you don't want to get all these beads twisted. Just hold it in place with your hands, with your fingers, and pull your thread. And now flip it over, pick up one turquoise bead, go through the silver sticky point, pick up one silver bead, go through the turquoise sticky point. And now I want you to continue doing that all the way up until you have 21 rows of the sticky this part. And how to count that, it's very easy. I'll show you on this ring. See this the red beads? The easiest way to count how many rows you have, basically when you started this the row with the silver bead, that's your first row. So we did 1, then we did 2, then we did 3, we did 4. So we did 4 rows together already. So you have to add 17 to that, 17 rows. So I'm gonna show you how. That's we have 4. Now I'm starting my row number 5. That's row number 5. I'm gonna flip it over, and the next row is gonna be number 6. So it has to be 21 in total. And if you get confused, once you have 21 rows, the easiest way to understand if you have those 21 rows, just count the beads here. And how you do that, just count all the beads that are silver or whichever color you are using as the inside. So if I count here, it will be 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And when you finish the last row and you count and your silver beads or whichever bead you are using inside is 21, that means you have 21 rows. So go ahead, finish those 21 rows all together, and then we're going to continue from there. So I went ahead, finished my 21 rows, and we're going to count together to see how it works. So I'm just going to count the silver beads, and silver beads have to be 21 in total. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So when you have 21 rows, your thread will be coming on the side where your tail, well, I don't know where your tail will be, but it will be coming to the inside, inwards. See where inside is? It will not be coming on the edge, but on the inside. And now we have to get our thread to the beginning here to add this identical row like this one. So what we're gonna do, see where you're coming out of? The last bead here, you go down the neighbor one. See? Pull your thread. Pull your thread in place and see where I'm coming out of. My camera is not zooming in properly. So I'm coming out of this second bead now on the inside. So I'm gonna go up the neighbor bead. Just gonna pull my thread in place. Now gonna go down the neighbor bead. Just have to pull my thread a bit. So I'm coming up, look. I'm coming out of this bead from the down. I'm gonna go up the next bead. So basically we are going down the rows and hiding our thread between the beads. I'm gonna go down the next bead, go up the next bead, go down the next bead, go up the next bead, go down the next bead, and then we are almost there. The last bead we go out. and just pull my thread in place so no threads are showing off. Okay, and now I think I need to zoom out a bit. And now see where my thread is coming out of? I'm gonna pick up one turquoise, go through the next sticky point here, pick up one silver, go through the next sticky point, that's how it looks now. Flip it over. I can just bend that strip down. I'm gonna pick up one turquoise bead, go through the sticky point, pick up one silver bead, and go through the next sticky point, but I have to make sure I don't go through that strip there. I have to go through only this bead here. Flip it over, pick up one turquoise bead, pick up one silver, go through the sticky point, and just continue this peyote of 4 until you have exact same length as the first one. And I'm gonna see you there. I have 21 rows on both strips. Look how they look. It's just 2 strips. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna twist one on top of each other. Look, you just take one, go on top of another one. Now here, I took the bottom one, took it up like this. It doesn't really matter. Look, this is identical, right? I can do it vice versa, pick up the one on the top and take it through the top, and then it will be just a different cross. But I like it that way, so I'll just keep them identical. Look, so I'm just gonna twist it like this, hold it in place like that. And look, my thread, I'm just gonna flip it over. I like my thread going upwards. I'm gonna zoom in a bit. I'm gonna go through those beads and they have to be coming out of this bead here. So see, my thread is down. I'm gonna go through this bead, through the turquoise bead. I'm gonna go through the silver bead here. See? I'm gonna go through this upper silver bead. And then I'm gonna go through the last turquoise bead here. I just connected the 2 strips together, so my thread is coming out at one end. I'm just gonna pull my thread now. I'm gonna flip it over. If you can see, it's already attached. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna continue a simple peyote stitch with the main color. I'm gonna pick up my needle. I'm gonna pick up one turquoise bead, go through the sticky point, which is silver here. I'm gonna pick up turquoise bead. We don't need the silver anymore, we just use the main color again. I'm gonna go through the next sticky point. I'm gonna pick up one bead. And now here, it might be a bit tricky, but all you do is just go through the next sticky point here. See? And I'm gonna pick up one bead and go through the last sticky point. Flip it over. I'm just gonna make sure it's all nice and tight. And then I'm gonna continue. Gonna pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, flip it over, pick up one bead, go through the sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead and go through the last sticky point. And now, if you see, you have that top ready, the focal of your ring. All you do is just continue peyote stitch until you have enough of rows to cover your finger. This one I made for this finger here, and then this one I want to make for the middle one. So I'm just gonna continue until if I put it on my finger, I will have enough to cover the whole length. So get it all done and I'll see you here to connect the ends. Now I have the required length for my finger. If I put it around my finger and if I press it together, if you can see, the length is almost there. But if you notice, both of my threads are coming out on one side, and that's not gonna work because we should be able to zip up the sides. And if I take it now and hold it together, look what happens. It's opposing, so it doesn't work. So my threads, tail and the thread that's coming out have to be coming out on the opposite sides. And by the way, before we continue, I want to explain you something. I found the cuff. I had to make a cuff bracelet to match it. Here, I made the matching cuff. I tried to make the bracelet with one strip, but when you do only one strip and keep on doing, like, see, here's the spiral, it doesn't hold straight like this. Look, even here on the ring, if you notice, when you are doing it keeps on coming like this. And imagine continuing the same strip. It kind of looks jungle of different, you know, strips of, so it doesn't really come out nice. I had to take it apart. I didn't keep it for the video. Really sorry about that, but it doesn't work. If you want to do the twist bracelet, like a thin bracelet with only 2 rows like this, it's not gonna work. It's gonna be coming apart like this. For ring, it's fine because what we're gonna do, we're just gonna connect it and it's gonna stay in place. But for the bracelet, imagine all this, it's gonna be, you know, rolling and it will look like a spiral and it's not gonna be nice. But here, because I made 3 different strips and connected them between each other, it kind of stays in place. See? It's quite straight. So in the next tutorial, we're gonna make a matching cuff for this ring. This is the one. So stay tuned. So now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna add 1 more row here to make sure my threads are coming out on the opposite sides. I'm just gonna add 1 row. Take a bead, go through the sticky point. The sun is out now. Bead through the sticky point. And the last bead. And now, if I hold the ends together, look what happens. See, it kind of straight away falls in together. So I'm just gonna hold it like this. See my thread, it's coming out on the last bead. I'm gonna go through the neighbor bead on this one, the same last bead. I'm gonna pull my thread. All I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna zip it up together. And now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna continue threading my needle through those sticky points on each side. So I came out here, I'm gonna go through this one. It's basically like a tying corset. See where I came out? I'm gonna go through the next bit on this side. And if I pull my thread, oh yeah, let's see what happens. I'm gonna pull my thread and look, it's zipping up. But I'm not gonna do that now. I still have to continue. See where my thread is coming out of? It's a bit hard to show on the camera. Look, I'm gonna see. It's coming out here. I'm gonna go through the next bit here. Then I'm gonna go through the next bit here. the opposite side. And the last one. And now, look at the magic. This is my favorite part. If I pull my thread, look, beautiful, isn't it? I love this process. And now, all I have to do is just tie off the ends. But here I have to make sure, see these two beads here, they are not connected yet. So I'm gonna go ahead, take my thread through there, and disconnect it. And I'm just gonna take my thread through a couple beads. See, you must not skip any beads. See where I'm coming out of? I'm gonna go through the bead right below it. So when I pull my thread, it's hidden. You don't see any threads on top of any beads. So I'm just gonna, I want to make sure it's all nice and tight. Go through a couple beads. See, where's my thread coming out of? And then where was my needle going through? And if I pull it, look, so just, see, disappeared between the beads, and that's what we need. And now I can tie one knot. See what? You don't see the threads, but there are threads between each bead there. So I'm just gonna go with my needle. Look, if you see that strip, like a dark strip on my needle, that's the thread there. So I'm gonna pull my needle, leave a small loop, take my needle through, and then pull it. And then it will disappear there in between the beads. And now I'm just gonna take my needle away from that knot so it doesn't come off, so it doesn't come apart when I wear my ring. Then, see where it keeps coming out? I'm gonna go down the neighbor bead. And then I'm gonna take my scissors and remove the thread. Do the same here on the tail, remove the stopper bead, thread your needle, and do exactly the same thing that we did with the other thread. Go through the beads, tie one knot, go through the beads again, away from the knot, and cut the thread. And the ring is ready. Look, I love it. Just gonna put it on. So I have two different colors of the twist ring. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you like the ring and you're gonna make the same ring. I'm gonna see in the next tutorial we're gonna make the cuff bracelet, so stay tuned. I'm gonna leave all the materials, all the colors I'm used, every information you need, everything I'm gonna leave in the description of this video, so don't forget to check it out. There will also be a link to my Facebook page. So if you're looking for inspiration and you want to look at different jewelry pieces and stuff, go check it out. I posted some pictures of my previous works and stuff. And if you just follow the page, you will see all the upcoming tutorials. So the day before I post a tutorial, I mentioned that I will be posting the tutorial and what it's going to be about. So stay tuned, like the page, subscribe and like the video. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you stay tuned. There are a lot of things coming up. There are a lot of projects I'm working on. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.